National Parks traveler Mikah Meyer says his recent trip to New York has been one of the highlights of his journey so far.
New York is so exciting because there's so much going on, and to be there and experiencing the way that these national park sites helped make New York what it is today, it was all just fascinating.
He visited breathtaking land and seascapes.
Fire Island National Seashore is a very thin sandbar, barely large enough to sustain houses and a few roads, but miles and miles of shoreline.
We hope you enjoy your trip.
And iconic sights off the tip of Manhattan.
It was very apparent that the Statue of Liberty is something that speaks to people around the world, whether that's just for tourist reasons or because their family came to America.
Erected in 1886, Lady Liberty was the first thing millions of immigrants saw as they sailed into New York Harbor.
It's an incredibly popular attraction, especially for international visitors.
Please stop by the Visitor Information Center.
A short ferry ride from the statue is historic Ellis Island, where from 1892 to 1954, more than 12 million immigrants were processed in its now quiet halls. On his tour, Mikah enjoyed a bit of role-playing.
The ranger slammed her hands on the desk and said, "What's your name? Why do you want to come into the country?" And she acted as if I was an immigrant. And she pulled up their little stock photo and she said, "Okay, you are coming here from Bremen, Germany," which is actually where my family's from and where they came from.
Mikah also visited about 10 other national park sites in and around Manhattan. Federal Hall, located on Wall Street, is where George Washington took the oath of office and was home to the First Congress, Supreme Court, and executive branch offices. Now it serves as a museum and memorial to America's first president. Governor's Island National Monument, a former military base about a 10-minute ferry ride from downtown Manhattan. And the tomb of President Ulysses S. Grant, who led the Union Army to victory in the American Civil War.
They said at the time of his funeral he had over 1 million people lining the streets of Manhattan, which at the time was, an insane number.
At Hamilton Grange National Memorial, which preserves the home of founding father Alexander Hamilton, Mikah got to spend time with the actor who plays George Washington in the hugely successful Broadway musical, Hamilton.
The cast member, Nicholas Christopher, stood there right in front of George Washington, and I took his picture.
Mikah says New York was truly representative of just how much of America is preserved and protected by the U.S. National Park Service. Julie Taboh, VOA News, Washington.